Great plays from the 2022 season, but here today we are talking about 2023 recruits to Eastern Washington University. Let's talk offense here. Offensive coordinator Jim Chapin joins us to talk about quarterbacks, talk about wide receivers. Coach, a December signing period that was littered with quarterbacks. You only had two left on the roster, and so you guys went out and got four.
We did, and it was a unique challenge with the graduations that we had in December, and we knew we had to replace Gunnar Talkington. What an unbelievable kid, hard worker, really set the tone of what it means to be an Eastern kind of guy. But we knew he was going to be gone, and so we worked really tirelessly over the course of the fall to find new guys that could come in mid-year, while also finding the right high school kids kind of to add to our culture.
Two high school kids, two junior college kids. Let's roll the video here and take a look at some of these guys. And we're going to start with Nate Bell. Coach, this is a young man, not a big guy, but a guy that's a dynamic player.
He is, and he had 33 total touchdowns. He had a really successful senior year at Liberty High School. We're fortunate to have another Liberty alum on our team, Justice Jackson. We might as well call him Nate's agent. He really wanted to make that happen, family, friends. But Nate's a 4.0 student, multi-sport, great baseball player. He has a cannon for an arm. He came to our summer camp in July and really tore it up, and that's how we ended up here.
And Nate was one of the guys that signed in the early signing period. All these guys are guys that signed in the early signing period. Let's go to the next guy on the list, one of the two junior college guys, Jared Taylor.
Yeah, Jared has been here for a couple weeks, and he is a tireless worker, really competitive. All the things that Coach Goulet at Feather River promised us, he's delivered. He had 24 touchdowns, 1 interception, led all of Northern California passing efficiency last year. But the bottom line is that Jared's a winner, and what's unique about him, he's originally from Washington, so this was kind of a homecoming for him.
And so, Jared, you see him there out of Lakewood, Washington, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Now Michael Wortham, again a smaller guy, but again a very dynamic player, not only passing but running.
Yeah, Mike can do it all, and he has an infectious personality already in his short time at Eastern. People have fallen in love with him, but he is incredibly talented, and he is dynamic, and he can score from 80 yards away, but he completed 69% of his passes. He's a pass-first kid, but he also has the ability to hurt you with his legs, which is so special about him. Another great kid, great family. We're really lucky to have him.
Yeah, people can really see that, he's got a good arm, but he can really run and is a very dynamic player there. All right, finally, the other high school kid, Aiden Carter, stolen from the Weber State territory.
Yeah, and Aiden's a kid that came up over the course of spring, came to our fall camp, our summer camp in June. He does everything right. He came to our camp. He's the first in every line. He's a great learner, a great worker. He will fit our culture extremely well. He has a ton of upside. He's accurate, quick release. We're excited about him.
So 4 quarterbacks signed in the early signing period. 2 high school, 2 junior college kids, both the JC kids on campus. Should be fun to watch them compete in the spring. And so now let's go into the wide receivers that have been signed for this recruiting season as well. We've got some dynamic players there, and let's start with the first player, and that is a young man out of Denver, Colorado, and we're going to see the first highlight here is in the snow, Marcellus Honeycutt Jr.
Yeah, and in that snow, what's really neat is that he still looks like he's the fastest human being on the planet. So Marcellus is a special kid, high academic, great family, but he is a playmaker, whether it's at running back, whether it's at wide receiver, even on defense. He was really physical. We love the complete game that he presents. We're fired up about him.
And obviously with the weather here, it's, I suppose, helpful to see a bad weather game as a highlight.
Playoff weather, you know?
Absolutely. So Marcellus Honeycutt Jr., you see his size, 6'1", 170 pounds, out of Denver, Colorado. He is the first player that we'll talk about here today. And we've got another player, Coach, that we're going to chat about here in just a second or two as we watch the end of Marcellus's highlights. I've been here for 32 years, and we've never had another guy with the last name of Weir. We finally got a guy with the last name of Weir. He's a lot faster than me, probably a lot better looking, and a lot more hair, too. JT Weir.
He's a great kid. He came to our team camp, as a matter of fact, with Skyline High School, and for 3 days, our coaches were just gushing over him. Extremely competitive, does everything right. Even our defensive coaches were impressed with what he brings to the table. He was a successful DB and a wide receiver for Skyline. They had a great season, and he was a big reason why. We're excited about his ability to make plays. He is dynamic. He has that home run speed. Originally, he came in from Florida 2 years ago, moved to Washington, but we think that he's just going to come in and compete day in and day out, and he's going to be another special Eastern receiver.
The wide receiver room was pretty full already. You didn't have a lot of need there, just the 2 names, and so you guys are ready to go for the fall.
Ready to go. And those kids understand the hard work that's going to go into it, and guys like Afton Chisholm, Nolan Olm, Anthony Stell, Jacoby James, it's a special group, and for them to come in and contribute, they have to be special too.
All right, that's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Jim Chapin. When we come back, we will change positions and we will move on the offensive side. That is a new man on the scene. We'll introduce you to head coach Hayden Mace after we pause for this timeout on the EWU Recruiting Day Special here on ESPN+.